This meeting is being recorded.
Thank you, Marianne, our robot voice, and this meeting is indeed being recorded. I'm so happy that you joined me on the Saturday, and an apology to students for last week's Saturday. I just could not multitask and meet you online, but we are here today. And Marianne, just a quick recap. What did we do the last time, Marianne? What were we talking about?
It was structs, it was the dresses and the shirts, as I recall.
Yes, it was a shirts example. Great, great. So I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm wearing the red shirt because I was going to include that in the struct, but I thought let me go through my example that I did on WhatsApp. So a quick revision of a struct. Talk to me, Marianne. If I had to ask you what's a struct in simple terms, what would you define a struct to be?
A struct is a data type that collects several variables into, I suppose, one object. These all have something to do with each other. They describe one item, but they aren't necessarily of the same type.
Oh, okay. So I like where you started off by saying that it is a data structure, right? So that's cool. It is a data structure, right? So if I look at my one out here, I've got an example. Marianne, if you could tell me what's the name of the struct?
Just give me a sec here. Blah, 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 using namespace, struct, product. So the struct is called product.
Great. So it's a product, right? Now, there's in lines 7, 8, and 9, Marianne, what would you refer those lines? What are they talking about in terms of this struct that is called product?
Well, they're referring to the variables that make up an item of products. I don't know if they have a specific name right now.
Well, they do. They do have a name. In fact, first one is name. Okay, thank you. Then the next name is weight, and the next name is price. So these are basically fields inside this record. In fact, you can consider a struct as a record. It's made up of a number of different fields inside of them. So lines 7, 8, 9, those are fields, and each field has a data type associated with it. So in line number 7, name is a data type of string, weight is a data type of float. Abdul, I'm not sure if you hear Abdul. Abdul, are you on the call? Abdul, instead of float, we could have used a double there, right? For price. Abdul is not on the call. Let's see who else is here. Abdul, you here, Abdul?
Hi, sir, I am here, but I'm having connection issues. I'm just quickly trying to fix my router. I'm having load shedding and stuff, so I'm trying to connect to a UPS.
Okay. You know where I'm going to hit the double over there for price. What you say, Abdul?
Pardon?
You want price to be double?
Yes, make it a double, please.
Okay. Marianne may know the joke. Check it out. I got an All Blacks guest over here. Who's the All Blacks guest?
And sir,
Charlton.
Is it Charlton, All Blacks guest? Welcome. I saw the joke on the WhatsApp about load shedding, blackout, All Blacks.
Oh, good.
Great. But you don't know. You'll have to ask Abdul about why we're changing price to double over here, right? Okay. So Charlton and all the All Blacks guest. I'm going to change that for
yes, and make it a double.
Right. Okay, the double. Great. So,
sir.
Yes.
Sorry to just cut you short.
No,
so is it safe to say those variables that are in the struct, are they also known as members of that structure or something like that?
You could say that. They're all related to the struct, right? So they are related, right? If you look at it, like Marianne correctly pointed out, the struct is called by its name, product. And within the struct, there are 3 fields, which is name, weight, and price, and each one has a data type associated with it. Now, if I want to use it in the main program, Abdul, I've got to now go and give it, if you could call it a name as such, right? And this one here, in my case, in line number 14, it's P1. And P1 is the struct of type product, which is a struct. Yeah, right? Okay, so think of it like that. Now, why I'm telling you, I'm talking about this called of struct, the fields and failed and all of that, because in your exam, they're going to ask a question like that. I'm sharing, and I've started a new share. I'm not sure if you can see this one here, October 2022 paper. Can you see that, Abdul? Abdul, you with me, still with me? Marianne?
Oh, I am, sir. However, my network is a bit bad. Can you
Oh, it's
just
a
give
bit
me a
bad.
few minutes? Let me try
Sure,
fixing
sure.
my connection issues.
Okay, Marianne, are you able to see my October 2022 paper?
I'm able to see the screen, sir. I don't know. It just seems to keep like jumping about a little bit here. I think that might be me, though.
No, it could be me as well. We're just coming out of load shedding. So,
Okay.
okay, so believe it or not, I've
But
taken...
anyway, you've got question 10 up.
Yeah, there's question 10, October, November 2022. Can you see that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
It's a struct. Oh, okay. It's exactly that question.
Yeah. So some of you want to know about a memo and how you work out last year's paper and all that. There we go, I'm doing it for you. So this was worth 6 marks in the exam. And out of interest, I just found a paper. In fact, just before we could start the recording, Mary and I took October 2009. This is October 2009 paper. Yeah, it is. And question 5 had to deal with write the declarations for a struct for storing information associated with one barcode. Give the name barcode to the struct. So like Marianne correctly pointed out, a struct has a name. It's called bar. In this case, it is barcode. But it's a little bit of a complicated example because they're asking for an array of structs, basically. Right, so this was in November 2009, pretty old paper, but structs appeared. And I can guarantee you, Abdul, Marianne, Charlton, is Zeta on the call as well? Structs are definitely coming out again. That structs will come out. They've appeared in quite a few papers. It's going to appear. And you need to know how to label or to name the struct and how to access it. And that's where we go back to the paper. So in the paper, it said, they've given us the declaration. They've declared the struct called product. I've just changed it a little. I've said now in honor of Abdul, I use the word double instead of float. And the question said, what did the question state out here? Let's look at the question again. Marianne, what was the question here? It said 10.1. Please read the question for me, Marianne.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So 10.1, give this structure type definition above.
Yes.
Suppose the following
declaration.
So I can't see the next word.
Okay, declaration.
Declaration.
Appears.
Yeah. Appear in
the main
scrolling
function.
Back. The main function of a C++ program.
Okay, in honor of my student, can you see C double plus? That was a joke. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Write a say out statement that will display all the fields of the product P1. And that's what I've actually answered in this question. So if I look at this question here, Charlton, you with me? What do you think about this, Charlton? I've displayed each field in the record P1. Charlton, check it out. Oh, Charlton, you're not started to watch the Rugby All Blacks. You can see what Charlton has done. He's not paying attention here. Abdul, is your sound sorted? This is what my students do when they're online.
Is it better now, sir?
Yeah, it's better.
Can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear. Thank you, Abdul. So the question was, how do you display items related to the struct called product that's declared with a variable P1? All right? And this is how I do it. Okay. So P1 name, and in my case, it is tomatoes. By the way, this reminds me, I got to buy tomatoes for the family here. And I also got to buy potatoes and onions. So lucky I do my programming like that, right? and P1 weight is 1.5. I got to note, I declare it or I access it by means of its name and the field associated next to that, right? So in this case, it is name, it is weight, and it is price. Now, what I also want to tell you about is that you can also do arithmetic operations on a field. So let's say, for instance, I wasn't supposed to buy 1.5 kilograms. My wife now tells me I need to buy 2 kilograms of potatoes, right? So let's see what it goes. It goes, let's see, build and run. Let's let this work. Oh, it's working, it's fine. Now I need to go and, instead of saying 1.5, I need to buy 2.5 kilos. So I'm going to add, what am I going to add? Add 1.5 out there, right? So let's go and run.
But that'll
build it.
be,
Yeah, I just want to buy
so
3
that'll
kilos.
be 3.
Yeah, I'll buy 3 kilos one time, you know, then I don't have to keep running to the shop. Okay, so I can do that with structs, and I can do that with the field associated with an arithmetic operation if it is a data type int, float, or double. Okay, so that's another point to note about a struct. In this assignment, in last year's question, you should have been able to get quite a few marks out here, right? So there's write a CL statement that just display this. Now we're going to talk about reference parameters with structs, and that's the example in the assignment they talked about, right? Quickly, let's look at October 2009. 2009, they also asked you, assume the following declarations are given. Sorry, not that. There's a struct question. Assume that you have the following information associated: barcode, price, description. Write down the declarations of a struct for storing the information associated with one barcode. Give the name barcode to the struct. So, would anybody like me to answer question from 2009 quickly? Hello.
Well, we can go through it, sir.
Yeah. Okay, let's go through it, right? So there's the question out there. So keep this as a template in mind. So I'm just going to put that down there. Right, so there's the question. Right, so the question says a cash register, and they tell you that there are 1, 2, 3 fields in this struct. So what you do is, where you have name, you're going to put down barcode. And where you have price, it's a floating point. So this, it's, sorry, Abdul, you can't do a double here. We do a float because that's what the question says. And they don't need weight for now. So let's take that out. And they got description. They got description out there. So they've got barcode and they got DESCRIPT. Description, and this is a string. Now, Abdul, when you are looking at the data type, if you look at the question, there's the question. Can you see the way the data has been written gives you an idea of what the data type should be? Abdul? Or they could tell you as well. Marianne, check it out. They tell you it's a string. Barcode is a string floating, and they tell you it's a string. But if they didn't tell you this in the exam, then you look at the example of the data that they've given to you. All right? Cool with that, Marianne? Marianne? Abdul?
I'm talking, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, right. So this is how you'll do it. And what do they ask me to call the struct, Marianne?
So they asked us to call the struct barcode.
Barcode, good. So let's go back to my example. Oh, no, sorry, I am in my example. So now it's not going to be called product anymore. It's going to be called barcode. Right? Okay. And that's how you do it.
Right.
Right, and that's how you do it. Now, if I wanted to have I want to access my barcode struct. I'm no longer going to have it called product out here. This is going to be barcode, right? And we can still have it as P1. That's fine. That's fine if you wanted to as well. Not a problem. I'm just going to run that quickly for you to see that it works. And P1, oh, there's no more name. There's no more name. It's called barcode, right? It's not name, it is barcode, right? And it's no longer weight, it's going to be price. And it's no longer price, we're going to have description out here. And I think they're talking about my fair lady. Right. So now I can't have, why I'm showing this is how I'm accessing each one, right? I hope it doesn't, it's conflicted with the capital letter and the small letter. Let's just call it barcode S. Stands for barcode structure, because I'm using the word barcode inside of it as well.
Sir.
Yes.
I don't know if I will be too forward, but
no,
wouldn't
you
it be,
be forward. This is what the whole purpose is. This is the purpose of this lesson. Yes, go ahead.
Wouldn't it be better so we create a function that will now display all these things instead of us repeating our code, looking at the mere fact that programming and whatnot? So
well
can't we just
done.
create a function?
Yeah. We're gonna do that next. If you saw my WhatsApp post, I spoke about having a function for struct, and I made a joke. I said we're gonna do some playing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
you saw
I'm
that.
like, I didn't see that, sir.
You didn't see that? Oh, okay. Marianne, did you see that joke? Marianne, did you get that joke? We're gonna play.
I saw it. I wouldn't say that I really thought of it as a joke, though. I mean, I kind of figured we'd on the code. So
we're gonna play. Okay, but there's it out here. There's it out there. It says play. Void calculate play.
Oh, I see. Okay, yes.
Yeah. Right. Abdul, this is what you are getting at. Abdul, thank you for that. Please, that's the whole purpose of having a Zoom lesson. We can talk to each other. Otherwise, I'll just make videos and post it up and down. Right? There's 177 videos. See, Abdul, if you ask me a question, I know how to move my lesson around and to structure it such that you want. So absolutely correct, Abdul. That's why we have a function. And if you watch my videos, Fun with Functions, that's also a bit of a humor. Fun with functions.
Yes.
How's that as a joke, Marianne? Fun, F-U-N. Sabelo.
Yeah, I thought it was really good the first 5 times.
Fun. Okay, right. Fun with functions. Now, that's the whole purpose, Abdul, of having a function is to reuse code. So we're going to do this just now, right? This, with the function. Let's just play around with. Let's finish up the struct without a function. So we're going to have. Do they have price out there? Yes, they've got price out there. Let's compile this and see if there's any issues. Right, there's no issues there, right? But let's go and view this one, My Fair Lady. So see out the description is, and I'm going to put down out there see out. So I'm accessing my function with my struct is p1.description. There we go. I love this IntelliSense, right? All right, so let's run this program. Let's run the program. And I'm so happy. Oh, this tomatoes, price is 3, description is My Fair Lady. Is tomatoes still there? Definitely have to buy tomatoes, right? Oh, there we go. Barcode is equal to tomatoes. All right. Okay, so now I know I must buy tomatoes tomorrow when the vegetable guy comes along. Are you cool with this, Abdul? Marianne, if a question comes out in the exam, would you be able to answer it?
I think
Sure,
so.
sir. I think so too.
Good. Anybody else wants to ask a question about structs? Sabelo, student Sisonka, All Blacks is gone.
Abdul has another question, sir.
Yes, go ahead, Abdul.
Do structs have constructors?
Listen, constructors, classes, objects, all of that jumps into the realm of cos1512. And I don't want to really get into all of that right now, Abdul, if you don't mind.
No problem, sir.
Yeah, for cos1511, it's the introductory level, it's basic, it's new, it's, yeah, you know, when we start using words like inheritance and constructors and all of that, it just becomes too much for me and for the students as well, right? So if I looked at last year's paper, they simply wanted me to identify the fields in a struct and to write it out as such, okay? So that's my guiding principles for cos1511. For 1512, maybe you'll have to think other, you know, talk about what you said now.
If I hear you correctly, sir, meaning constructors shouldn't be worrying about any constructors when it comes to cos1511. Under no circumstances will we find ourselves being asked about constructors or anything.
Well, I hope not. In all the times that I've been tutoring cos1511, they didn't ask me about constructors and inheritance and polymorphism and the rest of that, okay? Is that, does that help you? Okay.
It helps. Let's not further confuse, but yes, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, right? So let's go on. Yes. Please identify yourself. Who's talking?
Sibonello.
Sorry, is it? Let me just see.
Sibonello.
Sibonello. Sibonello.
Yes,
How are you, Sibonello?
Oh, great. How are you, sir?
I'm well, thank you. Just remind me again, where are you calling me from?
I'm from Pretoria.
Pretoria. Okay, I used to live in Lodium. I'm not sure how far that is from Pretoria, but close by.
Yeah, close by.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the teacher training college in Lodium, somewhere there. Yeah, I was starting to be a teacher out there. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. So, sorry, Sibonello. Go ahead with your question.
My question was the name of the struct, and because you already named your string barcode.
Yes.
Because you already named the string barcode, did it fail because of case sensitivity or because of using the same name?
Well, I just wanted to be different. That's all, right? And sometimes you could use it. Some compilers allow you to use it, Sibonello, but it's good programming practice to keep it unique, right? Like, let's say, for instance, in this class, if there was 2 Marians or 2 Abduls or 2 Sibonellos, you know, we kind of get confused. So the same thing happens with the compiler. That's why I kind of did it like this, right? Different programming languages will have different rules regarding the naming of variables, okay? So my only reason was to change it was because inside there they had a called barcode as field, and if I had the struct name to be barcode as well, then how do I differentiate it in line number 24? Okay. Does it answer your question?
Okay, cool. I understand.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Always keep unique names, okay?
I have a question, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sure. Is that student Moss? Go ahead, student
Yes,
Moss.
sir.
Yes.
Line number 20, sir. After the curly bracket, we have a semicolon. Would you mind like explaining that? Yeah.
Okay, good question. Right. I'm going to explain it to you like this. I'm going to remove the semicolon, right? I'm going to remove the semicolon. Let's see what happens. Oh boy, I get an error. Student Boss, do you see that?
Yeah, I see that, sir.
Right, let's see what the error says. It says expected semicolon after struct definition. So if that's what the compiler wants, that's what we give it. Okay.
Oh,
okay, student Moss.
Okay, sir.
All right. So a semicolon basically terminates a line. When I say terminates, it ends the line. It tells the compiler and tells you, the user as well, that we've come to the end of this line and we're not doing anything else after that. All right. That's what the terminator kind of says. All right. And that's the way it's written. That's how they want it to be. Okay.
Oh.
Hi, good question, right? There are some times where you don't have a terminator, but we'll for now, this is the way it's written. You've got to have a terminator at the end of defining the struct. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Great, hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, great. Anybody else with a question about the structs and the way we define it and the naming of the struct? Talk to me, anybody?
Last question.
Yes, yes, Abdul, go ahead.
Again, do we also have to worry about access modifiers in terms of structs?
Abdul, if I can bet my bottom dollar on you, I think you're studying cos1512 as well, are you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's how you know all these things about access modifiers and what else you mentioned, some constructors and deconstructors and everything. For the purposes of cos1511, the lesson on structs is a very simplified lesson, I would consider it, right? And it's a stepping stone into 1512. So again, again, because I'm teaching students that are probably only doing 1511, for now, just learn how to define the struct, access the struct, and I don't want to confuse them with all the other big words. Is that cool, Abdul?
Noted.
Ah, great. Thank you, Abdul. Right? Okay. So, any other questions? But only to 1511 and costs. Anybody else? And Abdul is not going to ask about 1512. He's trying to get me to tutor him. Oh, there's some. Marianne, you didn't check the chat. There's some questions in the chat. Oh, all black.
No, there was something about load shedding, sir, and
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Crow. Great. Okay.
I did see the thing, but it wasn't really anything addressable.
Oh, lovely. You just interrupt me whenever you want to. Okay, so we're going to say goodbye to this program now, and we're going to talk about what Abdul mentioned earlier on. Thank you, Abdul, for that question, where you spoke about having a function, right? A function, right? Control C, right? Function. Let's go to the function here. Control A, I'm deleting that. Control V. There we go. I typed in a quick program with a function there. Abdul, do you see a function there, Abdul?
Yes, I do, sir.
Does this look familiar, Abdul?
It does, because I'm seeing reference parameters there.
Yes.
Oh, parameters passed by reference and the other one passed by value.
Yes. And anybody else, student Moss? I'm not sure if you were able to see it. Moss? Mr. Moss? Does it look familiar? Sibonello? Oh, Sisonka.
Yes, it does.
Sisonka. Does it look familiar?
Yes.
Yes, it looks familiar.
Yeah. Tell me, how does it look familiar? Have you seen this before somewhere?
I think I saw it in the tips on WhatsApp.
On the tut? Okay, getting closer.
On WhatsApp.
Oh, you saw it on WhatsApp. Oh, that's a good one. You saw it on WhatsApp. Where? Come on, jog your memory a little bit better, right? I'm sharing my screen again.
Ah, so is it from one of the, is it past papers or past assignments?
Oh my goodness. Abdul, did you do assessment 3, Abdul?
Not yet.
That's why it's not familiar to you. Marianne, just help this Abdul where you saw it.
Yeah, sorry, sir. I was just going to say, it wasn't in assessment 3, or at least it didn't appear on my side. So I don't think doing assessment 3 would have helped Abdul there. I would say it looks familiar to me too, but also only because I saw it on the WhatsApp message. So
okay. It's question 54 from assessment 3.
No.
No.
I was so I didn't see that thing in my assessment. So.
Oh my goodness. Am I doing another assessment? This was the assessment that I downloaded.
Yeah, continue, sir. You're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. I like the feedback. Yeah, cos1511 module site assignment 3, assessment 3. I downloaded this on the 2nd of August.
Okay. It doesn't maybe have like a random question generation thing on that assessment, sir.
Not that I know of. Let me quickly go to. By the way, my UNISA site has been down.
Yes, that's one other thing. And I'm also failing to access some of the things there. What's going on, sir? Do you have any idea what's going on?
Hey, I emailed UNISA staff. Let me see if I can log in there as I'm talking to you all now.
And is it possible that by now exam timetables are out already?
Yeah, they've been on the WhatsApp group. They've been talking about exam timetables and. Oh, there! Look at it. Sign in.
I'm failing to access them because every time I try and go to my admin, it crashes, tells me error. So I don't know if there's any maintenance being done or what's going on.
Yeah, there's here. Check mine as
So
well.
I've it's an SMS. I don't know if you received it because we were also getting that 502 bad gateway error, and
Yeah.
afterwards we got an SMS that said they were attending to it supposedly. I don't know if you got that.
No.
I saw
I don't
an
get any
SMS,
messages. All right, let me
but
try
now
another
it
browser.
had nothing to do. It had nothing to do with whatever errors that I was getting online. So do you mind sharing what that SMS might have read, Miriam?
I say, okay, it's not actually on this phone, but it basically just says, okay, yeah, there's an error with my admin. It'll be unavailable until further notice. They are working on it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh,
Because I was
okay.
also starting to panic now, thinking maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I got
know.
the SMS as well.
Actually
Please
saw one
share
of the
that on the
nights.
group, Marianne. Please share that message on the group.
Okay.
Yeah, it's giving me this error. Yeah, so I haven't. Anyway, let's answer that question. All right, even if it's not, I feel it could be an assignment question, right? So assignment question, and it says, right, assessment question 54. Let's go to. I'm scrolling quite fast here. It's going to question 4. It says. Right, so there's the question out here. It's got to do with the struct. It says, which of the following option represents the output of the program below? This is a definite question in terms of generating output from a program code, a snippet of code that they give you, all right? They expect you to trace through the program. They expect you to kind of work out what it is, how it's going on, all of that, right? And what's the final output. So again, you must, when you see a question like this, start to internalize the question, if I could call it. And one way of doing that is I use the concept of a story sum, right? So you could say, once upon a time, oh, I don't know, anybody wants to do a once upon a time story with me? Abdul, once upon a time?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Once upon a time, there was a struct called play. This struct had 2 members or 2 variables, which were integers. And the struct also happened to have a function, which is of void type, which took in 2 parameters. And from there, how do I continue my story? Then from the struct that was there, an object of that struct was created by the name of PL, which seems to be a list, if I'm not mistaken. And that list had 2 entries in it. Then we have a function call of calculate there, which took in PL and 5 as parameters. Then we displayed what score and bonus is. I hope my story made sense and it was logical.
I like the story.
That is as far as I could narrate.
No, I like the story. I like the story. Marianne, go ahead. What were you saying, Marianne, about his story? I
Forgot the ending. Abdul, what happened to them?
Exactly.
Oh, the end. Sorry, the end.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much for that story. Lucky it wasn't my time now. I fell out to sleep. But anyway, it was a good story. It was a good story. So like Abdul gave us a story. So if you internalize programming like that, like a little story sum, and you talk to yourself, sometimes it's nice to do that as well, because you listen to your own voice. You're telling yourself, in this question 50, once upon a time, there was a story called question 54. It had one void function called calculate, and inside calculate, they had 2 parameters, like Abdul has correctly pointed out. And you'll notice there's a plus there, or as my student will say, double plus, right? That means that they're incrementing it. And the function is being called somewhere out here in calculate P. So what I've done is I've saved some time. I've copied that program into code blocks, right? So there's my program in code blocks. So Abdul, take my word for it. Is it the same program, Abdul?
Not exactly. So it looks like some things are missing if my memory serves me well.
Oh my, what's missing here, Abdul? Let's see what's missing here.
Okay, we have.
I know this was your story.
We have PL, calculate and calculate PL. So with your code, sir, we only calculating PL, but on this other side, we calculate PL with two parameters. We calculate with two parameters, which is PL and 5. There is one where we're taking one parameter, which is PL, and then there's one where we have two parameters again, which is PL and 15. So within the code that you copied, it's only going to calculate for PL only, where we're only taking one parameter.
Oh, okay. I forgot to do the other. I forgot to type it out. Okay, just bear with me. I got to type here because this one here doesn't allow me to copy and paste. Right? Okay, so I got PL score. I got PL SCORE. Sorry, SCORE score. Thank you, Abdul. Got sharp eyes there. Let's see. I've got calculate PL 1015 calculate. I'm only passing one parameter there. Right, so I'm passing across PL and I'm passing across 5. Right, I need 2 parameters. That's correct. That's another important point about parameters, Abdul. You need to have 2 parameters in the calling, where places, and also in the function header. So that's correct there. I got C out then line 13, which is PL.score, PL score. Oh, and they're calling it bonus there. They're calling it bonus. PL BONUS. I don't know why they say PL score and PL bonus. Okay, maybe you'll find that out just now. Then after that, they've got inline. Okay. Then they've got, they're calling it again, Abdul. They're calling it again, calculate. And they're calling P1 and they're passing across. This time they're passing across 15. There's my terminator out here, student Moss. Right? So, oops, I don't have a double bracket. Oh, this is increasing the time of the video more. And then it's got C out PL.SCORE score. Can I just copy that here? Right, so it's got PL score. Right, Abdul, now is it looking correct, Abdul?
Much better, sir. Much better.
Thank you. Right, so I'll post this in the WhatsApp group as well. Right, I'll do that at the end of now. So let's do a build there. Let's do a build. I made a typo somewhere here, Abdul. Line number 14. PL5. What is it? Calculate. Let's see what does the error state here. P1 was not declared in the scope. P1. There's P1 there.
Okay, then I think, is it because of it's being initialized to a list, sir, maybe?
Sorry, go ahead.
Or it could be PL. It could be PL instead of P1. Sure.
Probably.
What's the problem there?
I think you have P1 instead of PL.
Oh, I said PL. What was I supposed to put? P1. I can't even see that thing yet. Let's make that, because I can't see, I left my glasses somewhere. I honestly can't see. Let's call this PT. All right, so I'm passing across PT, right? Let's see if it passes across PT. So I'm just at P1 on all of them. I don't know whether it's 1 or I'm just making that a T, right? Abdul, is that okay, Abdul?
Okay, Try running it, so let's see what error it might give us.
Oh, okay. Abdul, I actually can't tell you if I typed in an L or a 1, right? But now I've simply listed it and it's telling me no warning, no errors there, right? It doesn't matter what name I give it to it. If I want to, let's go with what the assignment question says. The assignment question, I think it had PL or P1. What is it? Can you read it, Abdul?
It's a PL, sir.
Could be L. It could be L. Thank you. Who was that was talking? I missed that screen, Michelle.
Student Sissoko.
Sissoko, student Sissoko from Pretoria. Right. Let's make it. I think it's PL. Let's go with what they have to have in the textbook. Right. Maybe I typed in wrong. Right. All right. Student Sissoko, thank you for that from Pretoria. Right. So let's make it as PL. Right. PL, and that is also PL. Right. So let's do a compile on that one. Yeah, I think I typed in P1, right? I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so now, Abdul, does that look correct, Abdul? Does that look like what's in the assignment question 54?
Yeah, compile, sir. Let's see if it's going to give us any errors.
No errors, nothing to be done, all up to date. Yes. Student Sissoko. Yes,
I believe there's one more. I believe there's one more call that needed to be made.
Oh,
the one with just one document.
Oh, one more function call. There's a calculate P15. There's a calculate. Oh, yes, you're right. There's a calculate P1 over there after inline. Thank you. It's after bonus. Oh no, man, this is my calculate P15. Yeah, did I make it wrong? Did I calculate P1, 5? Then it's got a C out. Calculate
the one in the middle, sir.
Oh, this one here. What's it supposed to be? It's just P1.
Yes.
And then it's calculate P1 score, P1 bonus. Oh my goodness. I need my glasses. One second. I can't do without these glasses. Right, sorry about that. Ooh, this is clear. Right, now we're talking. Students Sissoko, play P1 10 15. Calculate P1, 5. See out P1 score, P1 bonus. Calculate P1. See out P1 score, P1 bonus inline. Then comes calculate. See, I'll calculate P1, 15. Students Sissoko, just check out I'm doing the right thing there. See out. Can I just copy that again there? Control C. Right. Now am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but I'm still missing oh man, there's the error that comes up.
Because now it's P1 or PL.
Oh,
for the last one.
Right, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the 1 and the L look so much the same. Okay, right, let's run this program. Run the program, and it's got 11, 20, 12, 30, 13, 45. 11, 20. Ooh, I'm giving you the answer there. Oh my goodness. Hello. I gave you the answer. The question is, which of the following options represents the output of the program, right? Okay, so let's talk what happens. Let's play around with this program. Let's change this, instead of it being a reference parameter without the reference parameter. Let's see what happens then. So at least you know you are learning something extra with me. Let's run the program. Everything is fine. Build and run. oh, I'm getting 10, 15, 10, 15, 10, 15. What happened out there? Why 10, 15, 10, 15, 10, 15? Is that an option? No. Talk to me, Abdul. What happened? What does the reference parameter do? This quick revision.
Well, I'm looking at the 10, 15. Is it not because of that list? And based on our parameters now, we no longer, it's by value and no longer by reference. So I think that could be what has changed.
Yes. This means reference, right? I know Zita asked me that question as well some time ago. Zita, I know you're not here today, but in remembrance of you, we're putting in the reference parameter, right? So there's that reference parameter out there, and ampersand P, right? Line number 7, this was a simple increase incremental value. P dot bonus plus equals n, so it's P dot bonus is equal to P dot bonus plus n, right? We're talking about that. And that's how you answer question 54. I've given you a mark for yourself there, right? Which you could have done as well. But the important points out here in this question, they wanted you to be able to identify a particular field in a record. That's what they wanted from you, okay? So P1 dot score, P1 dot bonus, P1 dot score. And they also wanted to show you that they are passing across a parameter, right? They're passing across parameters up there. So you can answer question 54. Question 55 was two-dimensional arrays. We've done that question some time ago. 56, okay, they're testing you on parameter passing here, parameter passing. I'm not sure if you'll want me to answer that for you, but today's lesson is only on structs. That was arrays. We've done this some time ago. We've done that some time ago. And this is on while loops. Oops, that's while loops. Question 60, structs. Yeah.
Speaking of arrays, is it also looking at the mere fact that a struct is a user-defined data type? So meaning, can we have an array there as one of our variables in a struct?
Yes. That brings up a very important note in terms of you can have a struct which comprises of fields in the record, and then you can have a number of them associated with each other, and you put them all together, and then they become an array of structs, if you think of it like that, right? So each array will have as its element a record. Okay, that's a good question. Yes.
Is it on our level? Should we worry about that?
Yes, it's on your level. It's on your level. There's a pasture paper like that. There's it there. There's barcode info 50. It has been declared to be information of 50 barcodes that has been stored in the array. There's it in a pasture question. Right?
Can we have another example where we're dealing with an array, so of how we could go about doing that?
Yes, of course we can. That's an array of records. Look at your study guide. Let me find your study guide quickly. Official materials, study guide, right? Array of records. Control F. A-R-R-A-Y. Let's go. Struct. Let's go here. There's an array of structs, 418. Abdul? Here's an array of structs.
I'm seeing that, sir.
Can you see that? This is how you access an array of structs. So what I'd like you to do, Abdul, is you basically can copy this program into code blocks and you see it running. Right? Control C. Let's open up another function quickly. Oh, let me just put this in the Control A, Control C. Let's put that in the WhatsApp group. cos1511. Right, so that's there. So I'm going to now open up. I'm going to talk about array of structs, right? Control new project, console application, C++, Abdul array. Right, thanks for the question, Abdul. Let's view manager. There's Abdul array there. Control A, delete that. Oopsie, wrong one. Control A, delete that. So Abdul, here's my array of structs. Right, so Control C, Control V. Abdul, you know, I gotta go and buy tomatoes now, Abdul. Abdul, I lost you. Abdul, are you there? Abdul.
Abdul. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. Now I can. Right. So there's my. I'm copying this program. Right. So there's my array of structs, Abdul. That
I can see that, sir. I think
Yeah.
I also have to just practice.
Yes, you have to practice this. Where's my compliment that I'm such a fast typist here? Where's my compliment? I'm such a fast typist. No one is saying that I'm such a fast typist.
No,
Oh,
but
man.
now we expect if you typed slowly, we'd say something because we'd be shocked. We know you can
okay.
type quickly.
Oh, thank you, Marianne. Thank you. Right.
He's just amazing.
Right. So there's I'm the fast typist. I typed all the entire program. Right. So Abdul's question was, can we have an array associated with the records? Right, Abdul? And this is exactly what happens out here. In this program, they have declared a struct called student. Right? We started off when Marianne said it was the struct name was product. In this case, it is student. And inside there, they had a name. Every student has a name and a student number, a string. By the way, you could have separated this. You could have said string like this as well, right? You could have said string STUD number, right? You could have done it like that. I'm just showing you something a little bit extra. I like to see it one below the other, right? So you see it like that. Now in line number 10, Abdul, marks. So student has 4 marks associated with him, right? So you'll have a mark for cos1511, 1512, maths 101, maths 111, right? There's your question again, Abdul. I'm answering. You talked about having a function where you enter in the values over and over. So in line number 13 to line number 26 is your function, right? Now, watch this, Abdul. Your question said, can I have a field with an array in it? So this is how I access my array of records here, basically, of all my structs with student marks. Student P is the name of the object, if you can think of it like that, as a struct. Name is a field, marks is a field, but marks is made up of 4 test marks, right? So num marks is 4, and I'm entering in student P dot marks subscript I. So it'll be mark subscript 0, mark subscript 1, mark subscript 2, mark subscript 3. That's how I'll enter it in. Yes, right? Okay. And that's how I'll also output the values. I do not do that with you as yet, where you combine structs with an array, right? In fact, let's make that a forthcoming attraction, Marianne. What do you say to that? Then I know you all will come next week after that, right? So, robot lady, forthcoming attraction. Marianne, come on. The forthcoming attraction to be released on the 16th of September will be array of records.
No,
Be sure to watch
I'll
it.
say no. Dr. Governor, you should do that one personally. So maybe what I could do is something as follows. Let's see.
Yes. Go for it.
Announcement from Dr. Governor, our forthcoming attraction.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Array of records, where we're going to have a struct, and one of the fields are going to be an array. Ta-da! So be there next week. Now I've got to go and buy tomatoes and onions and potatoes. Okay?
Yeah, so there is one question I have.
Yeah.
It's probably one we've all been wondering about, but yeah, the year's drawing to an end, so let's ask the question.
Yes.
Do we have you for any subjects next year?
No.
No.
One of the they asked me to do another one, but I just don't have the time, Marianne. I don't. I actually came from a lecture this morning, a double lecture with my part-time students, and yeah, and also the text kills me. Even though I don't mind, it's hectic. But more than that, it's my time. Plus, I've got a wife and 2 kids, and sometimes the gardener calls me on a Saturday because he's busy outside, and yeah. But thank you for the question. That means a lot to me because it means that you want to see me next year as well. So for something or the other. So thank you.
Oh well.
Okay.
Early. At least then you don't have to worry about me, quote unquote, interrupting whenever I feel like it.
Oh, okay, cool. Right. Okay, so
I'll say, Dr. Governor, that was a joke.
So I'm too serious now. Sorry. So you can disturb me. Listen, thank you very much. Let's do our stopping of the recording announcement. So I'm going to stop the recording, and next week we'll continue with array of structs. So I'm going to have see, this is how as a teacher you got to go slowly with the students, Marianne, Abdul, Sishanka, and all of them. I could not have taught you all an array. Then I taught you all an array. Then I taught you all a struct. Now I went through the array of structs, which is next part, and then we're going to access that by means of a function. And when you put all of them together, hopefully you'll get to grips with the concept of array, structs, fields in a struct, declaring a struct, accessing the struct, doing some computation on the field of a struct. Okay. So, oops, I forgot. Please do the recording. Let's. This record message has been.
This recording has been completed.
Thank you. Let me stop the recording now.